today we're here at the Mirror Beach right behind me, and it's a beautiful day and nice and cool. We came down here from Sacramento to beat the heat, and it's about 65 and loving it. So yes, we did pre-chill the cooler a little bit last night because we're having some freezer issues, not producing a lot of ice. And then as you guys can see right here, we're gonna drain the water out of the cooler just to make room for a little bit of ice and just to get some of the water out.
How will we get fish in that bag?
Freezer made about 3 trays of ice, not very much. So we hope that this will be enough to keep our drinks cold all day on the beach. Lynn
Mama
and Isabella. Isa,
say hi.
Hi.
are we going to go to the beach?
Yeah.
Alright, so we got an Engel 25 quart cooler. So we're going to see if the ice lasts all day. So here we go. So today we're going to be doing a long-term review on the Engel 25 quart ice chest cooler. So let's get started. Let's cue the music.
Original shit. Original shit.
Alright guys, so if you've never heard of Engel cooler before, these guys were founded back in 1962 out of Japan, and they came here in 1999, and they actually hold a patent for the what's called the Roto mold design, which if you guys never heard of Yeti, they actually used the Roto mold design by Engel cooler. So if you guys are wondering why Yeti is so expensive, well, that's because Engel is charging so much. They gotta be charging a lot of money for Yeti to be using their technology. So that's why you're paying almost twice or 3 times more than Engel. And just know that, you know, that Engel is one of the best, the gold standard of coolers out there. It's about half the price of Yetis. Yetis are fantastic coolers. That's because Yeti and Engel share the same technology in their molding process as far as installation goes, and also their design. So you guys definitely should consider looking at Engel for your next cooler. So what I wanted to share with you guys in this video is a long-term review. We've owned this for about 2 years, and I gotta tell you right now, flat out by far the best cooler that we have ever owned. We've tried out a lot of coolers, we've owned a lot of coolers, and this outperforms any cooler that we have ever owned. Okay, so I'm just gonna say that out right now, and it's even better than Yeti. Number one reason why I love this cooler, we bought it because of the size. Okay, that's the initial reason why we bought it, because it's 25 quart, and this can fit literally almost anywhere in any compact car or big truck, whatever. It can fit in trunks without issues. It can sit there all day in a trunk, front seat, back seat, on the floor without tipping over. It's got nice rubber feet on the bottom, so that it stays put, it doesn't slide around. If you want to throw it in the back of the truck, it doesn't slide around. Okay, so that's really nice. So number 2 reason is the durability. We bought it because, one, it was heavy and we knew it was going to be durable. We did some research on which cooler we wanted to buy. I mean, if you're going to spend more than $100 on a cooler, hope you guys will do some research and find the right one. And I've gone through a lot of coolers trying to find that right one, and this is it. Okay, and after owning it for 2.5 years, really the number one reason why we love this cooler is because the way it performs. It keeps our cooler full of food and drinks cold the entire day without putting a whole lot of ice in the ice chest. Now, this is the same whether you pre-chill it. If you pre-chill your cooler, of course it's going to stay cooler longer. And we don't do this very often. In fact, you know, most of you don't pre-chill your coolers, and I'm one of them. I only did this one time because we're having some ice making issues with our freezer. So, but if we didn't pre-chill it, yes, you want a little bit more ice in there, what they call a sacrificial ice, but it's not really necessary. As long as the water's in there and a little bit of ice, it'll still keep your drinks cold. Okay, so number one and number two are kind of go hand in hand because it's compact, it's durable, and it performs awesome. And it even performs just as good as Yeti. And in fact, like I mentioned in the earlier part of the video, is that Yeti is using Engel's technology and their patent in their cooler. So if you guys didn't know that, now you know. But the best thing about this Engel cooler is that it's half the cost of Yeti, because Yeti has to pay some fee or licensing fee to use their technology. So go do your research, Engel, Yeti, you know, their technology, where that comes from, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So without further ado, let's see here, what else do I need to cover? Oh, so that's the pros. Now the downside, which I kind of mentioned a little bit, is that it's heavy and awkward, right? So most coolers I've ever owned, and probably you've owned, has been fairly light and easy to manage. Well, this particular cooler weighs just under 19 pounds. And you may not think that's, you know, heavy, but for a small 25 quart cooler, it's heavy. Now most igloos out there, like a Walmart and Costco's, a 44 or even a 50 quart coolers, they weigh about 35-40 pounds. This is almost 20 pounds for half the size, and this is it's pretty heavy for the size. That's all I gotta say. So if you've never owned an igloo, if you've never owned a Yeti or Engel, you'll see what I'm talking about when you go to the store and pick it up. It's not your average cooler as far as weight goes. So that would be the only downside, but it's not really a downside because it also plays into your favor as a benefit, because it's gonna last longer. It's gonna keep your drinks colder. They put a little better insulation inside the plastic, whatnot. So it could be a positive or negative, depends on how you look at it. But regardless, if you guys go buy this on Amazon right now, it's $150, and it would be the best $150 cooler you have ever spent. Versus the Yeti, it's about $250, so it's half the cost almost. So anyways, I'd love to hear your guys' comment on what kind of coolers you guys use that performs as good as a Yeti or an Engel in a similar size. So I'd love to know, those brands, and share that with everybody else in the world. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it somewhat useful, and I just want to share that information for you guys. If you thought, if you're wondering what my thoughts were, and also, go check out the other videos I've posted as well that talks about the other coolers that I reviewed in the past, and those were mostly soft bag coolers, which has a whole different purpose, which I took for fishing, and I used that also as my fish chest as well, because they're big and tall. I can fit a big old, or whatever, or halibut, which I never caught. So with that being said, I'm Brian with the FT60 Wagon family. I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys will give me a like, subscribe, would be greatly appreciated.
Alright, go on this side. Come on this side. Go around.
I don't know. So they said
He's mixing up the
SNGEL, which is bowel bacterial overgrowth, which you can't test for. It's a lack of Jonathan, you want to go in?
No, I'm good.